Before we move on to new territory with Redux code, let's do something familiar and set up our application. We'll use create React app once more, and this time we'll name it Reminder Pro. So make sure you're in that directory where you create all your React projects. Great. As it's installing, go ahead and pause the video because I'll skip ahead to when my application completes. Now don't forget to navigate into your project. And then, while we're already in the terminal, let's prepare ourselves ahead of time and actually install the Redux and React Redux libraries for future use. So we'll simply use npm to install Redux and React Redux and save. Great. Now let's open up our code and set up our first app component. I'm also going to run npm start so that way we can see our application as we continue setting it up. So now that I have it all set up, the first thing I want to do is paste a minified CSS file from Bootstrap online so we can already start using their CSS classes to speed up our development process design-wise. So navigate to Getting Started with Bootstrap. We'll find their latest compiled and minified CSS file. Now we need to find the index.html within our project and simply copy and paste it right above the title. Great. Navigate back to our application. Now the next thing we're going to do is delete the source folder and set up our own, so that way we can start from a clean slate. Now let's create a new source folder. Then we'll create our index.js, following the same pattern as before. Remember, we got to import React from React. We'll import our React DOM as well from React-DOM. Let's do React DOM.render. We'll do a simple div. We'll say Reminder Pro. And then we want our document element by ID, which is root. Reload. And there we go. We see Reminder Pro showing up on the top left corner. The next thing we'll do is create our first component. But before we do, let's actually create a source component folder. So new folder, components. And this time we're having a components folder because we'll have more files to work with throughout this application. And having a components folder will keep things very organized. So let's create our first component, app.jsx. And then we'll import React and the component from React as well. And you guys probably know by now how this whole thing works. You guys are probably typing even faster than me. We'll export by default this app. We'll render and return some JSX. We'll have an overall div whose class name is app. Let's give our Reminder Pro component a title. Class name is title. And we'll say Reminder Pro. And now actually we'll already take advantage of React Bootstrap. We'll create a form here. So our div class name will be form inline because we're going to have an input field aligned right next to a button. We're going to have a form group where we'll have one text input for now. So our input, the class name will be form control. And then our placeholder will be I have to ... How mysterious. Then we'll add a button that will align right next to it. Its type will be button, its class name will be one of the Bootstrap class names, which is btn, short for button, and button success, which just makes it green. There's button danger, button royal. And finally, our button name will be add reminder. Let's save. And then, of course, we need to import the app within index.js. So let's import app from components/app. Then we'll place this JSX with our app JSX. Great, that's looking okay. We actually just need some styling a little bit later, but we can, however, move on to the actual functionality and get started with Redux. See you in the next video.